Hello all, a slightly different type of video today. I'm just going to keep the camera rolling, no script, no notes, no real plan whatsoever. So I want to speak genuinely about the next level of my training journey. So, two kind of stars have aligned to get me to this point. First of all, about a month and a bit ago. No, actually, I would say it was like 2 months ago. Let's start it at that. The Gimme Black, you may have heard of him. He founded Property Filter, and he came along on one of our Thursday sessions to plug it, basically, to advertise Property Filter. Um, And yeah, I could see the use in it. Blah blah blah. Got me a little bit interested. Didn't sign up at that moment. I happened to just a couple of weeks ago actually, and I've got a live stream that where I compared Property Engine, Property Filter. Anyway, he came along as well as showing the software. He mentioned something about flip strategy, strategy that I was on. So my ears perked up. They said, well, flips don't really work anymore, but assisted sales do. Now, you've got to take blanket statements like that with a pinch of salt, because he is, as I know now, vastly generalizing. But what he means is that, and what I took from it is that I should look into this assisted sale thing. I had no idea what that was at that point, and he didn't really go into any detail. So I looked into it. Sort of told Paul that I was looking into it, who I'm one of the Dealers Club members I work with quite closely, and he forwarded on a YouTube link of somebody called Mark Shaw talking about assisted sales. It was very eye-opening. It was Mark Shaw with Gimme Black and Property Filter. Gimme hosts a lot of sort of talks with industry experts, which yeah, this one was very valuable. So then, kept looking into it and discovering about it and starting to implement a few of the things that Mark and other lease option assisted sale, whatever you want to call it, experts were talking about. Obviously for free, but it started to pay off a little bit. Last few weeks, really, being able to explain the process to an agent and for them to be able to understand, um, and understand a specific criteria that I have beyond. Oh, that reminds me. Got I sent criteria off to one agent. They were like, "Yeah, I sent you some properties, so I need to look at those." Um, yeah, it's been good, and I think it's the way I want to go. Because if you want to check it out yourself, feel free. But I think it's a very smart way of investing. So that's been happening in the background. And then other thing that I suppose more recent development. Well, I kind of heard about the inner circle about a month ago. And when I went to the networking event in Birmingham, I asked a little bit about it. Didn't really gauge how much it would cost. Um, a few people said were in the inner circle and saying, yeah, it's very beneficial. Actually, I think they said they've paid £4,000, right, for 6 months. Now it's on offer until the 28th of November. That's 4 days from now. It's on offer for, I think the standard price came down and they've got an offer of 25% on the inner circle. What is that? Well, if you're in the Dealers Club, which you can get into for £199, by the way, until the end of Black Friday, 28th. So that is ridiculous. So do join the Dealers Club. Love it. But it's the next level of mentorship. It's the kind of one-to-one program led by Sam Joy. So the money off is 25%, and again, the standard price was lowered, and you get an extra month free. He's checking all the kind of incentives at the Inner Circle at the moment, which it's a great offer. There's not a lot of other places where you can get. So I looked at the three offers: 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. I won't go into too much detail. If you are interested, reach out to Sam. But I decided the 12 months is the best value. For 12 months, not a lot of other providers that can, including that, offer that kind of mentorship for £4,500. Oh, I know it's a lot of money anyway, isn't it? But having only put £500 into the dealers club, you can't expect any sort of level of one-to-one or detail. The dealers club is very it's quite generalised. It's quite generalised to everyone because you're catering to almost 800 people. So I'm looking for the next level, but then on that side, I get 12 months of it, all the live events, all the VIP events, all the instant access to Sam through voice notes or whatever, 2 to 3 extra calls every week, all these different benefits. Then on the other hand, assisted sales lease options. Well, Sam did one assisted sale, but I think it unfortunately fell through. Mark, on the other hand, does offer a training program, and he has done, I think I listened to a podcast either 2023 or 2024 where he'd done 37 of these deals in 1 year, which is incredible, isn't it? And he's doing it in a smart way where he's not taking up too much of his time going to view properties. He's doing it from his laptop, a few phone calls, but mainly emails. So then we got that over here. It's an unknown. And then this is a known. We know Sam, we know the dealers club, and it's the next level there. Which would you choose? So here was my decision-making process, I suppose. On this side, I'd had a call with Sam, one-to-one call with Sam, a discovery call about the Inner Circle, asked him lots of questions about what it entails, and got not a salesy, in fairness to Sam. He's not too salesy. He's quite conversational. He knows when to push, but he's not too bad, I think. And I had that conversation with him about joining up. When I say he knows where to push, I was like, I'll have a think about it. He was like, what do you mean? That kind of thing. On the other hand, Mark, who is quite elusive online, not like a big social media personality or anything, doesn't outwardly advertise his course. His course opens up, I think he says, every 6 months. Or it might be 9 months now, I'm not too sure. And he just puts a post on his Facebook or whatever, and people can sign up within those 2 weeks. And he's only got, well, actually, I won't. This is how much I knew at that point. So I didn't know much about. It's just like the 6 month thing. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know what it entails. I don't know when it's going to open. Maybe it's something for the future. That's what I was thinking. So I actually agreed with Sam. I got an invoice to pay for 12 months of the Inner Circle. That was about 2 weeks ago now. I sat on it a little bit, moved my savings into my current account in order to pay for it. Then, because on the other hand, I've been looking at this option just out of curiosity, trying to message Mark, who, like I said, is elusive. One of those people where you try and message them on LinkedIn, it's a premium. You try and message them on Instagram, and they have to follow you, and Facebook, same sort of thing. So I commented on his Facebook post. So when does your next intake, Mark? 1st of March. I'm thinking, okay, it's not too far away. 1st of March. It's definitely an either or thing. I can't do both. I work full time. Actually, that was one of my main concerns with this one, with all the different features. Yes, great value, but ironically, do I need all those features considering I work full time? Anyway, so I asked him, 1st of March. I'm like, okay, but well, next step, I guess I'll ask him how much it costs. But um, the invoice for this one is due in a couple of days, so that's kind of the where I'm leaning towards. Then, literally on like the evening of the day before my invoice was due, he replies to the comment and he says it's £697 per month plus VAT. Admittedly, initially I thought it was a 6 month program, so when you work that out, it's about 5k, 4.5 over here. I'm like, well, actually, considering all the extra value and remember the 37 deals in a year, and if you are interested, watch the videos he does with Properties Filter. The what's it called? The Deal Finders Corner. You can find a few of them on YouTube if you are interested in his method. Um, it does seem quite complex, and you need to know a lot. So it's not. It can be quite intimidating. It's not for everyone. Like flipping is straightforward. Rental estate is straightforward, but yeah, if you want to get going with him and compete with me, then you're welcome to. But yeah, so 5 to 4.5. I was thinking, oh, that's not so bad. So and then I asked ChatGPT, as you have to do these days, and it said, well, look, you just got to ask him more details about the course. And I was thinking, yeah, I was also thinking this is a lucid guide. Do I want to bother him? But got over that because, for God's sake, like you have to, right? If I'm going to spend thousands on something, it has to be done. So I did. I sent a message to the guy. I let Sam know this is on the day the invoice was due. Like, just to be upfront with you, I am waiting for a response from Mark. Like I said, I'm also, because I did say to him in the call, I'm also considering doing Mark's training. So, here we go. So, I messaged him on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I need to remember, before the 19th of December, I need to cancel my £99 subscription to LinkedIn Premium, all that crap. I signed up to that just to message this guy, but I'm so glad he did because he responded within a day. And then after he said, "Oh, I don't use LinkedIn a lot," but then after he responded once, he's been pretty responsive on there because he knows I'm messaging there, and maybe it's an advantage in a way because I'm the only one who messages them on there anyway. So he detailed out a few things. So this is really not planned. So let me just bring up what he did detail. I kind of asked, yeah, it's about the structure. So he said it's 2 2-hour sessions a month. That's way less than the Dealers Club. Okay, that is way less than the Dealers Club. From 6:30 to 8:30 on a Thursday. It also says some additional 60-minute sessions in the interim weeks depending on the modules. Everything's recorded, shared in a drive, cloud storage. I don't know from that whether the 60-minute sessions are also in the evening because, I do need it to be in the evening. Maybe I should ask him. Second thing I asked is like what communications, because in the Dealers Club has lots of mentors, but lots of members, lots of people asking questions, and you might have noticed the response time. Sometimes messages get missed. The response time is quite slow. It says WhatsApp group, and there's only 30 people. Most questions are responded in the same day. It says, this is a confusing sentence. Also access via email in relation to deals and sessions are interactive, so have communications. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. But yeah, then I asked him like how many people actually get a deal within the 6 months. He was like, obviously it depends on people's investment plans. Some people do the course and then get going. That's not going to be me. And it's a 9 months program. It's a 9 months program, so actually that £5,000 is 7.5 if you do it in total. But I then went on to all the costing. That's a lot. I brought him up on that. Um, oh, and I asked him about the flexibility around work. He said, "Yeah, it's about investing from your laptop. That's what it's about, giving you more time, freedom." So I asked him about the cost, and he said, "Well, look, you pay per month, so £800. If you don't like it, you can pause the membership. Obviously, you can completely cancel, but you can pause the membership, and that incentivizes him to provide more value." And I think that's great. To be honest, I do like that, because you pay for something up front, and it's going to have ebbs and flows, and it's going to peter off towards the end. And, I'm in the inner circle, and 12 months later, like, there's been new intakes, which is Sam's priority. Numbers have been filling up, and by the end of my 12 months, how much of a priority am I? So he is going to do it paid monthly, and you can pause at any point. I'll also need that because it's 7.5k. I don't currently have that in savings. Yeah, so I'll need it to work to finish this course. So that's another incentive for it. Okay, great. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. So then, yeah, I had sort of more information on this side. Then I called a deal with an inner circle member about the inner circle because I'm aware I'd only had the, if you like, sales pitch from Sam call. And after that conversation, I want you to make your own mind up, by the way, about the inner circle, but on that conversation, it wasn't as this person had expected. They were very, very honest about the pros and cons. Lots of pros in terms of networking, meeting people face to face, doing venture partnerships, but cons in terms of some of the content, the way it's delivered, and kind of, I'm not sure about D2V, but Sam is like 100% D2V. Sam is 100% market to investors and send letters, and then that's it. That's the business. So, is it too rigid? Was their opinion? And all these like in-person days and blah blah blah, and also another side of it is, well, I have the time to do that. Whereas Mark's course, like on paper, you see it's less value. Like there's some 60-minute sessions. There's obviously like full, training and email templates, and it seems like less though. But I think I need that. So here's what I've done. I have paid him 200 quid, which is deductible. Actually, I haven't yet, but I'm going to pay him 200 quid, which is deductible from the first month's payment of the course. And I'm going to sign up and start in March. The reason I haven't done that yet is because first he actually sends like a 20-question form, essentially to shortlist people, because he gets more requests, even though he doesn't market it, he gets more requests than 30 of people wanting to join, who've kind of using Property Filter and have seen him and have followed the journey I followed. So he asks questions about what's your motivation, what existing investment have you done, blah blah blah. He's trying to find good candidates. So hopefully he thinks I am one. If I'm not, well, I just carry on with the Dealers Club as normal for now. But otherwise, in March, it's going to get quite exciting on my journey. So please follow along on my channel. And hopefully, in March, I'm going to be learning a lot more about the assisted sales and lease options that I'm trying to do currently on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, hopefully I'm going to be a lot more effective on it. I'm happy that I've made a decision. I am so indecisive. I mull over things. I even asked Facebook groups, what do you think? And then they gave me more different course options because there's so many providers out there. So my advice after all of this 20-minute video is, when you're making a decision, just give yourself like 2, maximum 3 options, and give yourself a deadline to decide by. My deadline has been 28th of November because that's when the Black Friday offer ends. Yeah, give yourself limited options and a deadline, and don't let it distract yourself with other things as well. Don't let it keep you up at night. The bottom line is, you're going to make a decision one way or the other, and you're going to have to follow through with it, and you're going to have to work hard and back that up, and you're not going to have any regrets afterwards. Even if you're not going to make the perfect decision, but you don't want to have any regrets as well. So just that's how you don't keep yourself up at night, because it's not the end of the world if you make the wrong choice. You're just going to back yourself. You're just going to go for it. Pay is difficult, and I am quite indecisive, but I've now decided get in. So yeah, follow along for more different content than this, more specific content. I've got lots of videos coming up. I've got viewing properties. I've got D2V and Property Engine. What else? And I've got videos about the rest of the Dealers Club course, because I'm actually only on video like 31, 32 of their training. There's 160 videos, so I actually need to get through the existing Fontaine's Club course. So that'll be put on YouTube for your just to help you, have someone else do it first and decide whether you want to do a Fontaine Brothers course, or if you're already in the course, see how I'm doing it, ask me advice, or tell me that I'm doing it wrong. I like feedback as well. All right, thanks very much.